Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this LIFEGOO 74-in-1 ratcheting screwdriver set. So this is provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. Let me get the plastic off here. On the back it lists a bunch of the bits, but we'll take a look at them inside. So let's get this open. So here we have a case. Pull it out of here. Here's a little user manual. So it says universal 6.35mm connector, that's 1/4 inch connector. So you have the bits and the socket extensions, and I'll demonstrate this. We have the ratcheting mechanism. So it comes with a magnetizer, aluminum cap, 35 4mm screwdriver bits, 36 6.35 screwdriver bits. Here we have specs, and this lists all the different bits, kind of like it did on the back, but it's probably a little easier to read there. You can pause and read through that. And we have some notes here. So let's open this up. So this is just magneted on here. That's kind of nice. Oftentimes when things have lids and they flop open, it can be harder to actually deal with. This is actually nice and easy to move around. So let's zoom in on this a little bit. So here we have the T handle. So we'll pull that out. So this has a reverser here. So we can reverse our ratcheting. And that will come out. It's essentially a 1/4 inch extension that can magnet in. And then this is also a 1/4 inch extension. So you can put these all together like so. Or you could put these in one end like that and make a traditional screwdriver, like a longer one. You can use this like a ratchet, a traditional ratchet. So lots of different orientations here. And then to switch to the drive, you just flip that little lever. And here we have some longer bits. So that goes in like that. This is a number 2 Phillips. That's a very common size. And then we have some screwdriver and some hex. And these have the sizes listed on here. So that's H5. So that's a 5mm hex. So we have two sides. We have the little minis and the large bits. So these little mini ones aren't going to fit in here. Well, it does with the magnet, but there's an adapter right here. Probably would be easier if that was upside down to see. But that can go in here. And then the little mini bits go in there. So this is a little triangle drive. I've had that on some different things I've taken apart. And some of these are tiny. Like this is an incredibly tiny, this probably, I don't know if this would even focus. A very tiny security Torx bit. And then another cool little feature is this thing here. This is just a tiny little holder. So we can put a bit directly in here. And we can use this like so. Or we can place that on top of here. Like so. Okay, so here I have a portable power station. If I needed to get inside of this to service it, I have some hex bolts here. So that looks like this size. It's too small. Let's try this one. So that's a 4mm hex. So that goes on there. So I can place this on here and I can flip that. That's in the reverse drive. So I can use it like this. I can also put this in like this. If I needed the clearance, I don't right now. I could even just use it like so. So once this is loosened up, I can place that little cap on there and I can just loosen it like that. Of course, this can also just be used like a regular screwdriver. Or if this was really tight, I could use this with leverage. So I want to tighten this back down now. Now it may not have enough friction to do the ratcheting. It looks like it does. Well, right now. So I need more friction to do the ratcheting. I can hold on to this, but it's loose enough I can just take the knurling here and run it down with my fingers, like so. And then when it gets tight enough, I can finish tightening it, like so. So once you get used to using this, you can spin this around and really optimize how you use it to extract and install fasteners very quickly. Now here I have a little mini PC. This is not going to use the larger bits. This can use the smaller bits. So I'll find small Phillips. Seems pretty good right about there. Actually one size up. And that is a 1, so I could probably use the big one, but we'll use that adapter and place that in there. Take it to extract. We take that screw out. So let's put it back in. it's back installed. So this even has the tiny little screw bit like you might find on a laptop or an iPhone. And that includes a little star drive that you would use to take the case apart. So here I have it's an iPhone something, maybe a 5 or something. And this says P2 on the bit. And I can take this out here. Now these have been loosened up, so I don't even need the screwdriver to do it. I can just use the bit. So that's the LIFEGOO 74-in-1 ratcheting screwdriver set. I really like the versatility of this. You have the larger bits, you have some hex bits. Those could be good for working on PCs or bicycles. And then you have all these little tiny bits. So you could do everything from, say, adjust a seat on a bicycle to taking apart an iPhone with this one kit. This T-ratcheting screwdriver is very versatile. You have lots of configurations you can do on it, turning it into a regular screwdriver or do the ratcheting. And you even have that little thumb wheel. So you can combine these up into lots of different types of screwdrivers. So I think the screwdriver would work very well for getting into tight places. So if you're working under the dash of a car, a lot of times those screws can be in awkward locations. You could use this to help you extract those small screws. If you were to take this off here and place a bit in here, that's about 1 1/8 inch deep. So that's very low clearance. So I like the little case this has with the magnetic lid. So you can store this away in your toolbox without the parts all falling out. And then you can set this next to your work. And since this comes off, it's going to take up less desk space than if it had a hinge. Now you do have to make sure you keep track of it. So if you're looking for a screwdriver set with lots of versatility, I think this is a great option. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.